So it is pretty late Friday night, and I had just gotten back from dinner, and I came across this really shocking news that sort of came out of absolutely nowhere about Romeo Doubs. So I just want to read a part of this story from Bill Huber. It's titled, Sources: Packers wide receiver Romeo Doubs skipped practices over frustration with role. One of Green Bay's young wideouts is now doubtful for Sunday's game against the Los Angeles Rams due to a personal matter. So this is from Bill Huber of Sports Illustrated. We had seen the past couple of days that Doubs had missed practice because of a personal matter, but I assumed it was maybe something that was maybe dealing with his family or something like that, like some of those things typically go with players. But apparently it's because he's frustrated with his role. And then it goes here and says, Green Bay Packers receiver Romeo Doubs skipped practice on Thursday and wasn't present on Friday because he is upset with his opportunities in the passing game, sources told Packers on SI. Because he didn't practice the last 2 days, he is officially doubtful for Sunday's game at the Los Angeles Rams. It's still day-to-day, Coach Matt LaFleur said after practice. Doubs practiced on Wednesday but didn't show up on Thursday. Worried about Doubs' well-being, team representatives found him at his home. After that practice, LaFleur said, I would hope so, when asked if Doubs would practice on Friday. He was not on the field, though, for a second consecutive day. So that's just very shocking. For many different reasons. I think first off, you look at this Packers receiver team or this receiver room, and we've all known that, there wasn't that legit number one guy. Because of that, targets have been spread around a lot. And even when you look at the targets, I'm looking at the stats right now. Jaden Reed has been targeted 22 times. Dontavian Wicks targeted 22 times. Romeo Doubs targeted 20 times. So the ball has gone to lots of these guys, target-wise at a pretty even number. Of course, Jaden Reed is leading this room with 336 yards, but Doubs is second with 169 yards. He doesn't have a touchdown yet. And so I honestly just did not see this coming whatsoever. This is just very, very shocking because it seemed like all these guys were sort of satisfied and okay with their role. The fact that they all knew that depending on the game, one guy could have a big day, another guy could have a big day, and they seem to all be okay with that. But according to this report, I'm guessing that Romeo Doubs must just want the ball more often than he's been getting it. I'm honestly just don't even know what to think about this going forward, because if he's missing practice these 2 days, he wants a bigger role. I don't know what the solution is here, because I think what the Packers are doing is working. Obviously, 2 of the games were Malik Willis, and so I don't think you can necessarily base your opportunities based on when Malik Willis was starting, so it was a completely different offense. And Jordan Love has now been back for 1 game. He's only played in 2 games. So this is just surprising, and I honestly just don't know where this is going to go, because if this is what's happening, you would assume that this could cause some issues in the locker room. If Doubs is unhappy that I guess other guys are getting more opportunities than him at this point, that's not great for a locker room when something like this happens. And so we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on this, because this is just a massive news report that just came out, and I have no idea how this is going to end. Doubs, of course, is going into his 3rd season as a Packers receiver, and where does this go from here? I have no idea. The Packers front office is probably trying to figure out what's going on, the head coaches, and we're just going to have to keep an eye on this one going forward, because the confusing thing is it's not like Romeo Doubs is, being forgotten in this offense. He's basically being targeted at a very similar rate to these other receivers here. And so that's why it's confusing. It would be one thing if, Doubs had, barely any targets, a few targets, and everyone else had 20, 22 targets. But that's not the case whatsoever. He's been pretty much on the field a majority of the time. It's not like the Packers aren't, having him be a important piece of this offense. All these receivers are pretty important pieces of this offense. So that's why this is just really, really confusing. And I really don't get it, to be honest. I just don't get it. I don't understand what's happening here with Doubs. I would hope that there's maybe more to the story that we're not hearing right now. Hopefully we'll get some more clarity, because I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you think what's going on right now. If you have some more insights as to what you think the reason for all this could be. Because we're only 4 weeks in, and I just don't get it. That's basically all I have to say right now. I just wanted to share that, and I'll keep you guys updated if anything else does come out in the future. But a very confusing night as we prepare for this Rams game coming up in 2 days. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.